Hello, and welcome to the Mike Guarneri podcast. This is episode 10. So, yesterday I said today we're going to start looking at some of the Druid and Druidry organizations. So, today I'm going to tell you a little about the order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids, otherwise known as OBOD, and I will refer to it going forward as OBOD because the order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids is a mouthful. So, when we talk about druids, we're not talking about the druids in video games, the character type. We're not talking about the druid class in Dungeons and Dragons. We're talking about real life druids. The ancient druids were known to exist during the Celtic period of about 1,000 years in duration. I think it's like from 500 um, BCE to 500 CE, a 1,000 year swing. However, there has been mounting evidence that may be interpreted as proof that the Druids actually um, existed prior to the Celts. Um, these possible Druids have been termed proto Druids, which is pretty interesting. And I tend to believe that based upon the research I have done. So, after the time of the Celts, when Christianity came and wiped out paganism, including the Romans first, and then Christianity came and cleaned out paganism and installed Christianity across Europe. What happened to the Druids? Were they destroyed? Did they just fade out and go away? Nobody really knows. It's speculated that possibly they went into hiding, went underground, and existed for many more years, or possibly even still exist today. But no one really knows. Um, So, in the general about the ancient Druids, not much is really known about them. Um, why? Because they didn't write things down. They were an oral tradition. They passed things down from generation to generation orally, from teacher to student. Anything that was important was committed to memory, and storytelling was a big part of that because that's how people was an aid to remember things through the stories. And I'm sure there was a lot of rote memorization too, but they did not write down their teaching. They did not write down most things that they did. So most accounts we have of the ancient Druids are secondhand, a third hand, and they're biased. Julius Caesar wrote a lot about the Druids in the beginning, somewhat complimentary. Then towards the end, when he wanted to get rid of them, very negative and almost propaganda against them. And then you have the writers of the classical period who were writing about the Druids second and third hand. So you have to take all that we do know from those sources with a grain of salt. Um, Getting back to OBOD and modern Druid organizations, how are they then? If the Druids theoretically are long gone and we don't know much about them because they didn't write things down, how do we have modern Druid reorganizations? Well, the simple answer is we don't have anywhere near the same type of druidry as was practiced in ancient druidry. Um, the organizations that are modern, the legitimate ones, um, don't they don't presume to claim any lineage to the original ancient druids or claim to know what they did or anything like that. And if you find a druidry organization like that, run away because they're full of shit. There's no other way to put it. They're just full of shit. So in the 18th and 19th centuries, there was a druidry revival. In some cases, people call it revival druidry, where people were enchanted with the idea of druids. Um, and these people mostly tried to live, um, in effect, what they thought the druids lived, live in their lifestyle, um, and follow ancient druidry as best as they could on the little that they knew. There were a number of groups formed in the 20th century to to espouse the spirit of the Druids. And today I'm going to talk to you about the most well-known one, which is the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids. Last time I'm going to say that. From now on, it's OBOD. So right up front, right off the bat, I want to be upfront and clear. I am a member of OBOD. I paid my fees for my materials. I'm not being compensated in any way by OBOD for talking about them or giving them publicity or anything. I'm just a happy member, and they are one of the biggest, probably the biggest Druidry organization in the world today, and they deserve being covered. So I'm a member, and I think it's great. I really enjoy it. Um, they have 3 levels of learning: the Bard, Ovate, and Druid. Now, these grades are graduated. You start at the Bardic level. When you're done with that, you move on to Ovate, and then you move on to Druid. But to be clear, in the ancient Druids, all Druid types were the same, meaning equal rank, equal status. The Bards were just as good as the Ovates and the Druids. The Ovates just as good as the Druid. They were all equal. They just had different functions and different services that they attended to in the society, the Celtic society. So it wasn't that one was better than the other. They just did different things. Um, so OBOD and other organizations use the type of druids as the different grades, as I mentioned, and it's not just going to be OBOD. You're going to see in other organizations that do the same thing. OBOD's core is their teaching, which can be received electronically, physically, or both. I personally chose to do both, even though it's more money. So I like to work through the program on the computer, but I like to have the actual booklets as reference to go through and flip through, looking up stuff. So I get both personally. I think a lot of people do, but you have a choice of either way. So when you register and pay for your level, you will start receiving your educational materials um, every quarter. They'll send you the materials for that quarter, and each lesson's supposed to be for a week or so. It's a year's worth of material, but there's no time limit. You take as long as you want to go through the material. There's no monthly fee or annual fee. Once you pay for your level, that's it. You're done. You're a member, and you could take that level forever. You could take that level and finish it and stop. You could take that level and continue on to the next level, which in my case would be the Ovate level. You have choices, and they're not going to ding you for every month or anything like that. If you so choose, you'll also be appointed an advisor to help you out and answer your questions, which is pretty nice to have someone to help you out along the way or clear up anything you're unsure of. At the conclusion of your Bardic studies, the first level, you're asked to write a review slash reflection of the level. And like I said, you could stop there and say, hey, I'm just going to be a bard. I like it. I'm done. Or you can continue on to the next level up to the Ovate level. Or you could say, okay, I completed this. I'm done. I'm going on to something else completely. Um, there's no, like I said before, there's no monthly recurring fee. You just pay for the levels materials. And they have different payment plans to help you out. If you pay in full, you get a discount. I forgot what the payment plans are, if they're a monthly or quarterly or whatever, but they have different financing plans, so that everyone who wants to get in to the OBOD scene can. And even if you're not sure, they have like I think the first lesson, like an intro package that you can buy just that intro package, and I forget it's like $10 or $12, just so you can have a low cost way to check it out before you commit to anything. Um, and if you don't want to spend any money at all, go to their website, druidry.org. They have so much free stuff. It will last you forever just going through the free stuff and learning so much. Um, so You might be saying, okay, this OBOD, it sounds kind of interesting, but what will I learn? What will I get out of it? So the easiest thing for me to do, because they put it very eloquently, is to read a quote from the OBOD website, druidry.org. And they say, OBOD, the Order of Bards, Ovates, and Druids, is a mystery school, a community around the world who love nature and want to follow a magical spiritual way that respects and protects the natural world in all its beauty. Members work with spiritual teachings that combine the inspiration of the ancient Druids and the old stories with contemporary scholarship and insights into the relationship between human beings and the world of plants, animals, stars, and stones. On the site, you'll find hundreds of articles on Druidry and Druid law, natural spirituality, gods and goddesses, contributions from members, and much more. So that's on the website and about what they do. And I think it's great. It really works for me. Um, so and what I like about OBOD, their teachings, is you're instructed to not accept what they're writing. Don't just say, okay, it's true, they wrote it. Don't do that. They encourage you not to do that. They give you experiments and experiences to try out for yourself. They provide them that way if what they're saying works for you. Not everything is going to work for everybody. You have to kind of find your own way a little bit. They're gonna present you the tools, and you have to decide if it's useful for you. So they say, this is what we think, this is why we think it, and here's a way or two ways to test it or verify it, or have your own spin with it on your own before you make any decisions. And then for OBOD, you take what resonates with you and you leave the rest, and that's totally fine. It's very important to point out too that OBOD is not a religious organization. All faiths are accepted and welcomed into the Druidry program, and their curriculum was designed to accept all people, all faiths, no issues. You can apply it to any religion you want. And like I said, you could check them out at druidry.org. Um, and if you want a little more information or insight into them, um, I have interviews on my YouTube channel, and I will link them in the description. One interview is with a gentleman named Philip Cargam. He was a leader, the chief of OBOD for 30 years or so. Fascinating interview. He's a really nice guy. Even told a few funny stories. And also I have an interview with Amber Burke, who is the current chief. She's just a lovely woman, knows so much, and you could watch the interview with her as well on my YouTube channel. And for both those interviews, I also have them uploaded as podcasts. So if you're on my channel and Spotify or whatever your favorite podcasting platform is, you should be able to see them too if you just want audio instead of audio and video. So as I mentioned before, at the conclusion of your bardic trading, you have those decisions to make whether you want to continue on or whatnot. Um, the monthly recurring fee. I just jotted some things down. I don't want to forget. Some things I wrote multiple times because it was that important. I didn't want to forget. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it as far as OBOD goes. Great organization. Everything's run professionally. They also have events, meetups, and rituals and ceremonies they do one every year. I think at Glastonbury in the UK, with Stonehenge and stuff, at the solstices. Um, yeah, it's a great group. Um, if you're interested, check them out. So tomorrow we'll go on to another Druidry group, called ADF. Until then, have a great one.